something to smile about at last. The Chancellor finally able to boast a bit on the economy.
Great, excellent. All right, brilliant. Very good. Nice opportunity.
And despite the trade wars and market meltdowns, British growth actually outperforming expectations. Do you see today's figures as a rebuke to your critics? Or, like many economists, do you worry that this isn't going to last?
The numbers today are very welcome. The economy grew by 0.7% in just the first 3 months of this year. Strong growth across services, manufacturing, business, investment. We're set to be the fastest growing economy in the G7 in the first 3 months of this year. But there is absolutely still more to do. Many families are still struggling with the cost of living, which is why I'm singularly focused on making working people better off.
Are we going to continue this streak of economic good news? You were talking about being the fastest economy in the G7. Will that last for the rest of the year?
I know that our economy has got huge strengths and huge potential. I'm at Rolls-Royce in Derby today, one of Britain's iconic brands, a sign of our engineering brilliance, but where there's also huge opportunities for the future in energy, investment, in aircraft, and also in defence, where this government is putting in more money, and there's more opportunities for export orders as well. So I'm confident about the future.
Last year's growth petered away pretty fast, but the first 3 months of 2025 saw GDP supersized to 0.7%. Leading the charge, transport and aerospace, where a 0.3% contraction swung to a 0.4% gain. Every 7 seconds, a Rolls-Royce engine like this one is taking off or landing somewhere in the world. The scale of these engines are huge. It's the kind of thing that the Chancellor wants to fuel the UK economy. And in the first 3 months of 2025, GDP has finally taken off. The question for Britain is whether these numbers will fly all year. In the coming months, there are difficult decisions Labour will have to land on closer ties to the EU, public spending, and whether they'll need to raise taxes further. And all against a backdrop where businesses and consumer confidence has ebbed away.
If you look at the overall forecast from the IMF, from the Bank of England, from the Office for Budget Responsibility, they're all downgrading growth across the year, with the OBR actually halving its forecast for growth this year. So I don't think we should be popping the champagne corks on this, but of course, any growth is welcome.
GDP per head, which drives people's standard of living, has been negative for 6 out of 8 quarters. Today's figures show that incomes are once again now going up. How wealth is divided up between people across the country underpins the debate on immigration. The Treasury has traditionally seen more people equating to more income. But as reform sweeps up electoral victories, that orthodoxy is being challenged. The Prime Minister says that open borders have done incalculable damage. Do you agree with that? And does that put you at odds with the OBR's assessment that higher migration leads to a bigger economy?
Net migration is clearly at unsustainable levels, and we've got to bring it down.
But doesn't it mean a bigger economy?
But does it mean that working people are better off? You can keep adding people to the economy, but does it actually make people better off? And I'm not convinced that it does. What we do need to do is ensure that people who are already in this country have the support that they need to work. We've got millions of people who are economically inactive.
Is it worth the economy shrinking, though, in the interim? I mean, you're an economist, you understand how it works.
Elliot, we have had incredibly high net migration numbers the last few years, but we haven't had economic growth. So I'm not convinced that the solution to our growth problems is just more immigration. We need to do more to train people up who are in this country.
There's no shortage of apprenticeships here at Rolls-Royce in Derby. But other sectors like construction and care homes argue migrant workers are needed to keep their businesses turning. Seen from above, it might seem like there are a few contradictions, but navigating the politics of economic renewal can be a bumpy ride.